Good morning. Today is Wednesday, October 29th, and our weather story today involves a low pressure system that is headed south of our area, off and to the east. And with that, it's going to bring rain showers and a chance of some gustier winds later this afternoon. Going to look at rain totals somewhere in the half an inch to 1 inch range. The northern counties, Lawrence, Scott, Orange, Washington, maybe around a half an inch, maybe localized amounts up to 3/4 of an inch. But as you travel south of the I-64 corridor, Louisville, parts of the Ohio River, and even down into Kentucky, just south of the river, you're going to see amounts around an inch, 3/4 of an inch to an inch. And as we look at the radar, you can see here are those showers this morning. So they are across the area. If I kind of back up a little bit, you can see this area low pressure here over northern Arkansas and southeast Missouri. And so that's what's giving us these showers this morning. We've got moisture streaming in from the Gulf, and then we'll be seeing wraparound later this afternoon. Just to zoom in and take a look, in the past 12 hours, we've seen what looks to be some areas upwards of about 1/4 of an inch of rain already. So again, that's kind of what we're looking at. That's what today's story is. And it's actually going to be quite cool as we see some gustier winds. So if high temperatures are in the upper 40s and you see 20, 25 mile per hour wind gusts, wind chills are going to be down in the low 40s. So today is going to be one of those very blustery fall days, but we could use the precipitation. Now, let's do a deeper dive in here to the forecast. And right now is what we're looking at are the modeled clouds, the different cloud layers. The blues, or kind of this darker purple, indicates high level clouds. The purples are the mid level clouds. The white are the lower level clouds. And so, as you can see, it's just kind of like a stack of pancakes, essentially, in the sky. We've got plenty of clouds to go around. If we put that into motion, you're going to see that it just does that counterclockwise rotation around that low pressure as it moves off to the east, and we just stay stuck in the clouds. Now, one thing I always like to check out is, are we going to have any sort of air advection? That's warm air or cold air advection moving in from a different area. And sometimes you can adjust your high and low temperatures based upon that advection, and you don't often see that calculated with perfect accuracy in the weather models. So is what we look for is we look for these wind barbs to cross these temperature gradients at a perpendicular angle, and then that indicates that you're seeing air advection. And if I go throughout this afternoon, there are periods where we can see that. Like right here, this is at, let's see, 8 a.m. So you can see, we've got a mixture of a degree or two colder air and a degree or two warmer air. So it's not like we're dealing with a big front here, at least initially. So I'm not concerned about the warm air advection. Here we're looking at the wind gust, and as you can see, this is 10 meters, so this is roughly 30 feet off the ground. There's less friction that high up off the ground, so you get faster wind gusts. So you cannot believe the numbers on this. So you always kind of want to take them down and lower them. But is what I want to point out is it's this afternoon that you see these wind gusts. So we could see wind gusts of 20, 24, 25 miles per hour. This is at 8 p.m. tonight. So anytime later this afternoon and then this evening headed into the overnight, there's going to be a period of time where we see some gustier winds. Now, this is the composite reflectivity. This would be the future radar that the high resolution model puts out. And as we put this into motion, it's picking up a few of the showers this morning, but not as well as we're seeing it on the radar. But as you can see, just kind of some waves where you get a regeneration of energy as that low pressure moves off to the east. And that's going to continue throughout the entire day today. They did update the QPF, so the quantitative precipitation forecast. How much liquid precipitation are we planning on seeing today? And if we put this into motion, now we are sitting at 4 p.m. So by 4 o'clock, a lot of areas in southern Indiana, plus or minus on either side of a half an inch. And then as we get towards like 10 p.m. tonight, you can see Louisville down there north of 3/4 of an inch. Areas of Kentucky a little over an inch, and then areas of southern Indiana between that half an inch and 3/4 of an inch. And it's what's called stratiform precipitation. So stratiform precipitation is just a nice, steady, even, non-convective, meaning no thunderstorm type of rain. So it's very gentle, and since we're still abnormally dry through this area, it's a very good rain that we need. For today, though, we are looking at your bus stop forecast this morning, and we see there's not a whole lot of change between this morning and this afternoon. 48 this morning, 49 this afternoon. We're only doing a 50% chance of showers this afternoon because at times there's going to be that low pressure system is going to be close enough to us that we might actually see um, some new showers like in and around the area, so to speak. As far as our forecast throughout the whole area, not a whole lot of variation in temperatures, 49, 50 degrees. It just really depends upon your location. But for your 7-day forecast, we do see today breezy, lots of precipitation. And then tomorrow, I expect those showers earlier in the morning. And then we start to see the sunshine come in as we head towards the weekend. And we warm back up into the early or into the lower 60s by early next week. So it's we're getting there. We're definitely transitioning seasons. You see that with the changing air masses. But for today, cooler temperatures, wind chills in the mid to low 40s, highs stuck in the upper 40s, maybe 50 if you get lucky, and anywhere between a half an inch and an inch of rain. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.